Which of the following describes a true relationship between the functions g of s equals x minus 4 all squared plus 3 and h of s equals minus s plus is graphed above in the standard xy coordinate plane? So we'll look at the option A, g of s is less than h of s for all x. B, g of s is greater than h of s for all x. C, g of s and h of s are increasing for all x. The g of s and h of s are decreasing for all s. So let's just take a look at the graph. The graph with the cup shape, that is this, represents g of s equals x minus 4 squared plus 3, and h of s is represented by the line. So we have to take some points so that we can look at the options. Now look at this point. When x is 0, you can see that h of s is at this point and g of s is at this point. So g of s is higher. So it means that for option A, g of s can never be lower than h of s for all values of x. Again, we can also check for B. Now we have already, so in option B, we say that g of s is greater than h of s for all x. So what I'm going to do is to check for three other points. Let's take a look at this point for the value of s here. So for here, you can see that h of s is at this point, and when you trace that this way, you have y this way. Write that at this point. Then g of s is the y is at this point. When you trace that up, you see that it is higher than what? G of h. Then let's check for this point also. So for this point, you see that the value of h of x is 0. Then when you trace that point upward, you can find the value of g of s at this point. So you can see that for all values of x, g of s is always greater than h of s. So option B is the correct option. Then we can also test for all other values, g of s and h of s. So from what here we are looking at increasing or decreasing values. So I'm just going to use this to explain option C and D. So if you take a look at this curve at this point, you'll find out that the curve g of s decreases on the left side downward like this until it gets to the turning point and then increases again. So you can see that g of s first of all decreases and then increases. So it does not increases definitely or decreases definitely. But for h of s is going to decrease because it has a negative gradient. So it decreases definitely for all values of what? S. So from all of this, you can see that option B is only the right option.